Do me so do so me do. Every truly cultured music student knows you must learn your scales and your arpeggios. Bring the music ringing from your chest and not your nose, while you sing your scales and your arpeggios.
And we use scales and goals in geometry honors. What I do is I print out a scale sheet, and this particular one has 6 goals to it. Each goal has a standards attached to it, and there's like 4 or 5 checkpoints, and I give it to the students before we start, and then basically at every quiz or every test that we have. And the students just check off if they could do it perfectly every time or down to we haven't learned this yet. And then I look at it after every quiz or test, and I'm hopefully seeing the check marks improving, going up, in other words.
And I want you to do your final analysis on where you fall on this particular standard. Check off everything you believe you have mastered. Do not check it off unless you feel you have mastered this. Then on the side, I want you to put today's date, which is April 30th. And I want you to write your explanation on why you fall there on the scale.
So I have your chapter 27 scale. It's America at mid-century, just like we've been going over.
I want you to be thinking about where you are in terms of your own individual reading ability, okay? This is a more complex text in the target language, so some of you may even be a 5 if you feel that you can do all these things and you can do it with ease, okay? So I want you to, according to your group color, so like if you were a group yellow, you would come up, and each of you will pick the color according to what level you are, what group you're in, and put it in the appropriate scale number, okay, where you would rate yourself. Okay, so let's look at where we're at a little bit. Okay, we've got one person that thinks they're here already, which is wonderful. Okay, and I feel like we can definitely attain this for all of you. This is where we need to be.
And then I want you to transfer that information on your stick-it note, put it onto this sheet quickly, please, where it says evidence after lesson. Fill that in as well. Now, as soon as you are done with the green sticky, someone from your group, bring them up and post them up on the wall, please. Now, take a look at the difference in the 2 colors. Have we decided that we've made some growth in this lesson?
Ooh, yeah.
Have we?
Yeah.
Let's give yourselves a hand. Nice.
Right beside 25 is your scale. So take a look at that scale and try to figure out where you're at right now before you take this quiz. A few of you may be at the level 4. We have one more thing to do, and that is the ideal gas law, P equals nRT.
So notice that most of you fell here, which makes sense because I can with the whole group is a 2, and a 3 is I can individually with prompting from others, which makes sense that the majority of you fell here because we're an ensemble class. We're used to all working together all the time. We work together as a team. So that makes sense.
Before we started this time, and I felt like I was at a 1, but after the wonderful teachings of Miss Nelson, I became a 3.
It's better than giving a test because you have different things that you can focus on.
I felt like I understand more from where I was before, and I feel like I moved up from what I was on the board from a 3. I could feel like from a 4, like I could teach it.
The way he helps us with the learning scales is that we go over each scale one by one on a certain day. So we would go over the first one and we would take notes on it, and then the next day we would review what we're doing.
And you rate yourself on which scale, like where you are on the scale, and then you try to improve yourself from then, and then you try to get better at what you're weak at so you can keep moving up on the scale.
The learning scale goes by what we've learned today, and if you learn something, you can understand it and explain it back to somebody else and teach it to them,
then you put your name up on the 4. If you learn it but you cannot, or you're not able to teach it back to somebody, put your name on the 3. If you learn it but kind of don't understand it as much, put it on a 2. And if you just need help with it, put it on a 1. And if you don't really know, just put it on a 0.